Hi, you're watching The Kate Fox Show. I am Kate Fox, and tonight we're going to talk about poetry. Some of you may not realize that I am an award-winning poet. I have 4 collections out entitled My Pink Ribbons, Hope, Liars, Mistruths, and Perception, and Angels and Saints, which is my most recent release. And poetry is something that's very important to me, but it also, in a roundabout way, brought me to the Kate Fox Show. It opened many, many doors. And on May 31st, we started what was a weekend convention, May 31st to June 2nd, and it was a convention to celebrate Walt Whitman's Bicentennial. It was his 200th birthday, and so publisher and friend James P. Wagner planned this for a year with other people on the Bards Initiative board, and it was really great. It brought people from out of state, from Los Angeles, from Massachusetts, Ohio, Connecticut, Virginia. I'm sure I'm missing some. Many local poets, all ages, and it was just a wonderful experience. We spoke to some publishers who came to visit and participate. One of the books that was read from is this great anthology, of course, which I am a part of, which was put together specifically for Walt Whitman's birthday. And we had young people who are called the apprentice poets, and they read from their anthology, and it was just really a great experience. So I wanted to share with you some poetry readings, a few interviews, and welcome you into my world that means so much to me. So I hope you enjoy what you see. Thank you so much for joining us.
And it's just a lot of fun. This is about a swamp in Connecticut, and I'll just get to it and make room for everybody else. The beast of Franklin Swamp prowls the detritus of failed farms, broken frame dentistry of man-made ponds, dark bark trees, cattail reeds, peers through leaves, smells your fears, walks and it hears your loud crunching, steps on the paths, watches as you pass and follows close behind. Wander off trail or linger too long and you might never be seen again. The cause of your missing, inconclusive at best or beast. Thank you.
Photographic dreams. Dreams do not expire. They flutter through time with never-ending desire. Flashing past in a blink of the eye, like undeveloped film, never printing the photograph. Dream weavers, visionaries with creative souls, open-minded champions of the underdog, seeing only the best in others. Dreams and dream weavers, floundering through time, trying to find depth of perception, looking through wide-angle lenses, shuddering through life, giving a revelatory feel as one complements the other. Kind of a photographic poem, I guess. Okay.
Which way is Main Street? 2 miles that way as the crow flies. As the crow flies. Yes, crows can fly and we can't. But is it possible that the meaning of the saying is brushed under the rug, overlooked, shrugged aside so often? Flying would admittedly be easier than walking, running, or driving, but maybe it's not the flying that's so admirable. Maybe it's the fact that the crow flies straight, that makes its destination simple. No grids or crooked pathways, winding roads or signs, calculating GPSs to throw them off point. They stay true, focused, a goal in mind, and the patterns of the weather being their only major cause for concern. Thank you.
You're watching the Kate Fox Show. I'm Kate Fox, and I am here at the Walt Whitman Bicentennial Convention, and I am speaking with John Burroughs. Hello, John.
Hello, Kate.
And John is of Crisis Chronicles, and also the Ohio Beat Poet Laureate. And you've been here the whole weekend.
Yes.
And what brought you here? Did you primarily come to read? Did you want to promote your press? What was your goal here today or this weekend?
Well, a little bit of both. I wanted to promote my press, obviously. We have published 110 books in the past 11 years.
Wow.
By poets from all over the country, and also, to read my own work, I had a poem included in the Poets to Come anthology.
And it's wonderful. It was wonderful. I enjoyed it.
And well, I enjoyed your poems too. And this has been a fantastic event. So many good people from all over the country in this lovely town of Hog, which I had to Google how to pronounce. And
everybody does. Everybody does. But yeah, so you've been here all weekend. We've been table mates essentially the whole weekend. So I've watched people come and talk to you and look at what you've got. And you are based out of Ohio.
Cleveland. Rock and Roll City.
I was just going to say Cleveland rocks. And now, if people wanted to look up the press, if they wanted to get a hold of you, how would they do it?
CrisisChronicles.com. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you name it. And yeah, I'm just overwhelmed with all the talent that we have had the pleasure of being around this weekend, all the talent that we've gotten to publish as my press over the years, and I am so excited.
You are.
What else can I say?
Well, you know what? Actually, you just made me think of something, because if someone wanted to get published by your press, how would they go about it?
Well, just come to our website, CrisisChronicles.com, and we have submission guidelines. Probably, we're not taking any submissions at the moment, but probably in January we will resume. And we publish mostly poetry, but also if it's memoir, short fiction, whatever I really, really like, that's the main criteria.
Which, okay, I get that, because that's sort of what I do. If I like it and I'm interested, that's what I do. And that's what, whatever gets your interest, you say, all right, I'm going to do it, right?
Yeah. So it changes all the time. Every book we publish is totally different, different styles, different types of poetry, different types of people, and that's what keeps it interesting for me. I don't want to just publish the same stuff over and over, the same type of stuff.
Which makes sense. Now, can they see your work on CrisisChronicles.com, or if they wanted to see the stuff you write?
Yes, you can come to that website and you'll see a page with my books, with some of my poetry is online. My latest chapbook, Lost and Foundering, was published by Night Ballet Press, nightballet.com. They're also based in the Cleveland area. And I have a new book coming out in the middle of August called Rattle and Numb from Venetian Spider Press. Venetian Spider Press is run by the former U.S. Beat Poet Laureate William DeVault. They do beautiful books, and I'm really looking forward to being part of their family.
Congratulations. We look forward to seeing your book.
And I'll be back in New York in September, reading at the Oceanside Library, at the Bowery Electric.
Oh, well then we'll have to come see you.
All right, I look forward to it.
I do too. Well, I want to say thank you for talking to us.
Well, thank you.
John Burroughs.
Disciples. Clarence looked a little like a rabbi and taught us how to play truth or dare. And we had no doubt he knew best how to do it, since he had a beard and his own apartment, and we were just 12.
My poem is on page 87, and it's called Modern Mermaid. When manatees were mermaids, mermaids were once iridescent and mysterious, a haunting wisp of sea tail. But manatees were found, and our ancient mermaid lost. No more shining mystery, or silken hair, or sparkle fishtail. How about then a modern mermaid, liaison in place of siren, with bronzed hair and a dolphin tail, or a soothing voice, or wild white wings, or whatever it takes to touch base and bridge space. Thank you.
By the way, see what I did there. I am not afraid. I have nothing new, no stalks of wheat to paint the waves in grain. My story is finite, walls cannot contain the multitudes of what is ours in name. Time is awash in music, moments like notes hang frozen, suspended until we catch them like snowflakes. Our story, a forever beginning, that swallows itself. Old Ouroboros becomes new.
You're watching the Kate Fox Show. I'm Kate Fox. I'm here at the Walt Whitman Bicentennial Convention, and I'm speaking with Paul Richmond of Human Error Publishing. Hi, Paul.
Hi, how are you?
I'm glad to have you here.
Yes, we're having a good time here at this festival.
We are, and you're from Massachusetts.
I am.
And you drove all the way down to Long Island to be here this weekend.
That's right.
What was there one particular thing that brought you down here, or was it a
variety of things. I was named the Massachusetts Beat Poet Laureate for 2017 to 2019. And supposedly in September, I will be the U.S. Beat National Poet for 2019 to 2020.
Congratulations.
So because James and the folks from the Poetry Association are down here, I thought I'd come down, be with people, and also just because I publish authors. So
Yes, you
there's
do.
a lot of people here, so I brought my books, and I'm in 3 or 4 of the books that got published for this festival, and so I'm going to be reading in each
Yeah,
post
you're
today.
going to be reading.
You and I are
Yes,
going to be
we're
reading.
Gonna be together.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Now, what do you publish in particular? Do you have a specific genre?
Well, let's see. Human Error Publishing does a couple of things. I run monthly readings. I have a really big festival, 4 days. It's in its 10th year. It's actually been 6 days sometimes. So in October 10th through October 13th this year in Turners Falls, Massachusetts, I will be having my festival. 200 writers show up, things like that. I also have a big word stage at a Garlic and Arts Festival. I've tried to venture into festivals where people have bands and music, and try to have a stage off to the side and say, why not have performance poets? And so I finally got into one of those. I publish people who are poets. I expanded. So my first year was a poetry festival. Now I do word festivals. So that way it opens it up to prose, poetry, short stories, whatever. And if I find somebody that I like, then I publish them, whether it's they're writing poetry or short stories or anything like that.
That seems to be a common theme we have today with our publishers that we're talking to.
That's right.
Whatever catches your eye is what you do.
Most importantly, what also catches my eye is whether or not people are out there reading and promoting themselves. In this world of, publishing, publishing houses aren't really doing a lot for folks.
Correct.
And so if authors are going to, do anything, they have to really be motivated. And so I look for people that I see at a festival like this. It's another reason to come, is to look for people who are, I like their work, and I see they're pushing themselves. So if we publish their book, they're going to be doing it. If someone
Right.
came to me and said,
Right.
my grandmother would like a copy of my book, and it's not like I don't want grandma to have the book, but I may not put in all those hours to just give grandma the book. So I don't know
I
how you feel about
understand.
that. So that's it.
I love it. But yeah, some people, I want 10 copies, and they're going to go to Aunt Sue and Grandma, and I'm going to keep 3 on my shelf just in case. And yes, and it's a great idea. It is a wonderful idea for those who want to do something like that. But
And also, I think it's important because I think people who know, and you know yourself, I was watching you at your table and stuff. If you have a book, you have to be out there and wanting to have people hear you and
Yes.
read. and so do stuff. And I think that the image of that there used to be a publisher that I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to take your book and I'll let you know how famous you'll be in a couple of weeks.
Is it 1950?
Yeah, no, that's not what's happening. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm dealing with.
Yes.
So we're trying to get a new concept. And I think it's, there's not much difference these days between what they used to call, self-publishers over big houses.
Right.
I mean, there's vanity presses. Like my publishing company does not charge people to print them.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, that's the difference. Okay, I'll publish your book, just give me $600. And then so you think that you've been published, but
Right.
really you paid me to just do all the work I know how to do for some free press. But so my stuff is really, I liked what you did, and then I say I'm going to publish you, and then I'm only making money if your book sells.
Right.
So that's a different thing, and I have to take a chance then that's why I'm looking for those kinds of people.
That's huge then, because
yes.
if you have to take a chance, then it's a personal thing for
I'm
you
putting
too.
out, I mean, I could be in the pool swimming around instead of putting their book together, so I'd rather be doing that than, trying to read through poems that maybe I don't like. Or anything.
Understood. Okay. Now, people want to find you, see your work, look into your
Please
publishing.
go to humanairpublishing.com. There you'll see a link to my Human Air, my channel on YouTube. I was just.
Oh, that's right. Yes, we talked about your YouTube
just
channel.
to check that out, I am part of a segment now of poets who work with bands, and we're not, and there's a lot of different stuff in terms of music. So if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see performances that we did at the Edinburgh Festival and at my other
Show you
festivals
some
and
of
all that kind of stuff. So check that out.
And we're going to get in trouble if we don't go in, because we
That's
do
right.
have to read.
Right.
So I want to say thank you for talking
You're
to us.
welcome. You're welcome. And by the way, either one of us aren't opposed to just send checks and we'll send you a thank you note. That's right.
Paul Richmond.
It's called Opportunities. Cars going by, cars everywhere, and he stood on the other side of the highway. Many lanes on each side, and there was no way to cross. Many gazed at the other side. As he walked along the road looking at the other side, he saw a large rock in the ditch. He was soon standing with the large rock above his head, approaching the first lane of traffic, as if to throw it at the approaching cars. As they stopped, he proceeded to the next lane, and he did this until he made it all the way across the highway. When he got to the other side, he did a little dance and turned around and continued to go back to the other side. When he got to the other side, he started to ask people if he would take them across for a small fee. He saw an opportunity for growing his own business. He would train others. Maybe he would have a company logo shirt with a rock on it. He was dreaming big when the police arrived. He was famous for a short period of time, with the newspapers carrying the story. He was the rock guy. He tried to sell rocks to tourists. Soon he found himself back at his intersection holding his old sign. He was a homeless vet. He would work for food, but he's the rock guy. If you need a rock, contact him.
So, it's a Dairy Barn poem because I worked for Dairy Barn for 6 years when I was an undergrad and a grad student, and basically everything silly that a customer did, I wrote down into a poetry book. So this is called The Missing Bread. Can I get a large loaf of white bread? Sir, we're out of bread right now. Out of bread? Yes, out of bread. Really? Really. How could you be out of bread? Well, people just kept buying it, and we kept selling it to them, and then we didn't get any more in. Can I get a small loaf of white bread? No, sir, we're out of bread, not just the large loaf. Maybe a whole wheat bread? No whole wheat bread. How about a potato bread? How about no? You have a raisin bread? No, sir, we're out of bread. We have none. Not even the Jewish rye? No rye, no white, no whole wheat. We have no bread in the store at all, whatsoever, of any kind at all. Could you check the back? There is no back. What you see on the shelves is what we have, and as you can see, they're empty. Huh. Yeah, sorry about that. That's all right. I really came in for milk anyway.
In the New York section under F.
F, okay. Sunday morning. Lying in bed, my mind as rumpled as the blanket I'm wrapped in, I listen to the sound of you in the kitchen, and I will myself awake. Padding down the stairs and into your space, I reach for the coffee, as you mix whatever it is you've decided to make. I'm as comfortable as I imagine your plaid pajama bottoms are. Thank you.